Hi, and welcome back to Thone's Nibbles, number 240, covering part of Revelations 2, and we're going to focus on the church at Ephesus. The reading is from Revelations 2, verses 1 through 6. To the angel of the church of Ephesus write, These things says he who holds the 7 stars in his right hand, who walks in the midst of the 7 golden lampstands. I know your works, your labor, and your patience, and that you cannot bear those who are evil, and you have tested those who say they are apostles and are not, and have found them liars. And you have persevered and have patience, and have labored for my name's sake, and have not become weary. Nevertheless, I have this against you, that you have left your first love. Remember, therefore, from where you have fallen, repent and do the first works, or else I will come to you quickly and remove your lampstand from its place, unless you repent. But this you have, that you hate the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. Okay. I guess the first thing I just want to point out is in the last lesson I talked about the angel people. And it makes no sense to me that God would tell John to write to an angel some information when God obviously has his own ways of communicating with angels. So to the angel of the church of Ephesus, write implies that it's a human being to me. But we'll see. So this is about what's right and what's wrong with this church. Why is this in the Bible? It's an analysis of a particular church type. It's written to believers, and the church has forgotten the spirit they had when they began. And you think about that, and that's a very worldly and common human failing, is that you're all excited about something, whether it's your favorite high school basketball team or your favorite new singing group or your favorite whatever. And you have great enthusiasm, and you listen to that music night and day, and you do nothing but talk to everybody who will even listen to you about your favorite team. However, after several months, perhaps, you no longer have that energy and that interest and that spirit. Perhaps the ball team's best player got injured, and therefore they're not going to win the championship. And you sort of said, well, better, maybe next year. Or or the singing group recorded a song that you really, really didn't like or didn't agree with or something. And so you sort of lose interest in them. The point is that in this case, the church had forgotten the spirit they had for Jesus and for God when they, after a while, and that's what they need to get back. Application to my life. Even though we are doing many things right, we may have good perception of liars, patience, working for the kingdom, slipping away from the love and passion for the kingdom, that is the first love, will eventually lead to the downfall of a church. When we're all working for a common cause, that is, number one, our church, and number two, the church's mission on spreading God's kingdom, and that's sort of a bang bang, I mean, you can't have one without the other kind of thing, then when you lose that, then you have an institution which is maybe financially stable, It may be a good social platform you have good friends there and you love them, and all those things. But if you have lost the spirit that drew you together to begin with, then that speaks poorly of the eventual outcome. Now, God does recognize that the church at Ephesus was resisting the major incursion of the Nicolaitans, which is one of the earliest teachers of false doctrine. And I don't have time to go into what their doctrine was, but the point is that probably eventually we'll come to a place where that will work in this series. But there's no time to explain a subject as broad as the Nicolaitans in a 5 to 10 minute devotional. So what's God saying here? The church is only lacking the Spirit to be a good witness for the Lord. They clearly have the institutions in place. They have the rules in place. They have the people in place to do these things. But witnessing is at least half, if not more, Spirit. If you do it with a good spirit, a smile on your face, love in your heart, then others will be witnessed to. Now, my personal response. Dear God, help your churches be all that they can be by each member living a Spirit-filled life. And that's really the key there, is that if you have 10 energetic spark plugs and 2 people to douse them with water, how many of those spark plugs, those I guess I'm talking about fireworks, how many of them are going to go off if every time you light one, it's doused with water? And that's what happens when you have some members not living a Spirit-filled life and others doing so. So I guess that's enough for right now, and we'll see you next time.